We are mushroom, what are we calling this? Mushroom logging?
Inoculating.
We are inoculating logs with shiitake spawn. North Spore was awesome.
We're growing mushrooms.
We're growing mushrooms. Well,
for the lay person.
We're doing we're gardening so that we have mushrooms growing eventually.
Putting seeds into these logs so that one day mushrooms will emerge.
Yes. So North Spore sent us all this spawn because we had all these down logs from the hurricane, but actually a lot of them were contaminated being in the floodwaters. So we decided to cut some trees down on our property, thin things out a little bit, which is always good for the forest.
Let me get everybody a full shot of what we got going on here today.
And I'll talk about each step here in a second.
We hoodwinked some other
free
folks
labor
to come in and help with some free labor, so thank you.
Although I don't know if it's free. Comes at a great cost. So what we're doing is we took down trees. We found white oak and some poplar, shooting for like 4 to 8 inches. And we're gonna do shiitake mushrooms. So we drilled holes with our special drill bits. And now we take this plunger and we've got our spawn in the bucket here. And we're gonna plug these holes.
Wow.
And to finish it off, we wax over the top because we wanna make sure we seal in our mushroom spawn.
And here's some finished ones. Where are they? Oh, they're
over there.
Here's what they look like finished.
And let me show you where.
So we cut down the tree, like so, and then we drill holes in them. Let's go over to the pimp himself and talk about how we're drilling. What is the Pimp Show? Tell us about the Pimp Show.
Well, it stands for Permaculture is my passion, and this is part of it. But you know, the thing is, permaculture is so wide and far. I mean, permaculture is just a giant toolbox, and this is one of the tools I now have in my toolbox that I didn't have before. I mean, I've seen videos on it, but it's not the same as getting, you know, real life 3-dimensional instruction from somebody who, you know, really knows what they're doing. So here I am, I'm out here with this handy dandy drill bit. We're on the end of a drill motor, which, by the way, looking with the benefit of hindsight, I realize a battery drill probably isn't the best way to go about this, especially when you're doing so many doggone holes about 3 inches apart.
This sort of volume.
Yeah, when
in hardwood too.
Oh yeah, it's going to be really hard on a drill. So you need something with a cord on it.
How long do you have to
and you know, every 3 inches,
we have a couple
you're just going to
weeks.
put a hole, and
Yeah,
then
if
it
we
goes
need
over
to
to
do
the filling department over there, and they put every stuff in. They put the stuff into it.
The stuffing station.
That's right. Just in time for the holidays.
That's
yeah,
right.
Baby. All right.
We can eat these mushrooms 2 Thanksgivings from now.
So, in about 25 years, we'll have plenty of mushrooms here. So, Steph, explain to the folks in the audience who are like me and not insane, what's going on? Why are you doing this?
This is food security.
Oh, food security, that's right.
And,
yeah.
you know, if you follow my channel, I'm about growing a lot of food using simple, sustainable systems for any space.
Got it.
And you can keep a mushroom log on your back deck if you're in an apartment, or you can keep 50 of them on your driveway if you live out in the woods like we do.
Right. And I could say these, I am a naysayer because I'm lazy, but these did feed us pretty well.
Yeah, we ate lunch today. Our lunch was butternut squash and turnips from the towers.
Someone says, what y'all cooking?
We're cooking wax. And we had
cooking
mushrooms.
wax because we're using it to seal these holes that are filled with shiitake mushroom seeds, I guess, for lack of a better.
And after the hurricane, when the
So
groceries...
this
he's talking.
is this, and it goes into these tubes. Let me see what that stuff.
I'm busy here, honey.
I'm sorry, I'm stopping up production. So it, you know, this makes it into
It's a plunger.
a plug that you can insert it into the hole.
And so
Insert joke here. Yada, yada.
why we do this is after Hurricane Helene, with all that rain, when the grocery stores were only taking cash and you had to wait in line for 5 hours, we didn't have to go do that because I had mushroom logs that popped off. We were able to get food off the towers and on the mushrooms, and I made a similar meal that I made today for my friends,
Yeah.
which is pretty good, wasn't it?
It was very
Yeah.
good. MJ Carroll says, "Love you,
And it
your
was,
heart and content." Thanks for
oh,
sharing.
thank you, Carol.
Sonia gave you love. Katie gave you a heart. Sherry
having a fun
says,
day.
Sending love from UK.
We've been doing a lot of volunteer work. You guys watching my channel, doing our shed homes. And this is just kind of fun time. This is the kind of stuff I really enjoy personally because it's food security. It's food.
Shot so people know
Like-
what we're doing.
You can't buy shiitake mushrooms at the grocery store, and if you do find them, they're expensive.
So somebody asked, "What are you inoculating?"
White oak and poplar.
But what are you doing? I think they're just
Oh.
asking, "What are we doing?"
We're growing mushrooms, shiitake mushrooms.
So this here is what's in these bags.
Yep. So we're taking our mushroom spawn, and we have holes drilled in these fresh cut logs. And we're going to cover them with wax so it seals it up. And then we're going to put them in a shady spot. Somewhere we can see them. I like to keep them on my driveway because I'll notice them when I come and go if they've bloomed. And
Tyler is
Grow
asking,
food.
"Do you wax cap those?" Yes.
yeah.
That's what we just talked about. So
Yeah, we're
show them
about
do a wax deal.
Okay, give me 3. Let me finish here. Our wax is, it's cold, so our wax is it's solidifying on our little things
It's getting
here.
waxy.
It's getting waxy. Sorry.
Oysters do well in poplar as well, says
Yeah.
Tyler.
Yeah, I do a lot of oysters in my raised beds in straw. So I really like the shiitakes because they are harder to grow indoors. And super really productive on these logs. But yeah, oysters are great. We got some lion's mane. Lion's mane's not so great.
Sonia says, "I'm here in Candler. Found you the time after the September 27th. Watched your video preparing for the storm."
Yeah.
That's the one that did real well, isn't it, Steph?
One
Or one of them?
of them.
So this is the
Yeah,
last
this is one of the things we did to prepare. 2 years ago, I did mushroom logs, and it gave us food during the storm when the grocery stores were not convenient, and they were not bussing. They were. We lost our distribution center to our main grocery store, so they were pretty sparse for a couple of weeks there.
Much respect. How can we learn how to grow? Well,
I'm
you're on
gonna-
the right channel. Just follow this channel, right?
Yeah, we're gonna actually be posting. We filmed a video today on all these steps that I'll put out next week. So you can grow your own.
Let's see. Have you ever tried the totem stack method?
Wait,
I haven't had great
we're
success with that.
gonna do those logs with the totem stack method.
The bigger ones in the back of the
Yeah,
truck, is that what
I'll
you're pointing to?
film that
Okay.
because there is a trick to it if you want to be successful. The ones I've seen online, I don't really like that method. I have some thoughts on how to do that well. That'll probably be another day, unless we're going to be here until 2 a.m.
What state? So we are in North Carolina, Ashton. Western North Carolina, to be specific. The coolest part of North Carolina. Literally, the coolest part. So we chopped down the trees earlier. So 4 to 6 inches. Some of these are
Yeah.
in diameter. Some of these are a little too small, probably.
They're not too small. They'll just bloom
They're not
faster.
too small. And this is what, so we cut them down, then we go over here to the drill station and we drill the holes in them. which you
What we
see
can do is meet up again.
one here.
Or I can keep
and then
working
we
on them
take
and
them
I'll call you
over
guys to pick
to
them up
the filling station
so you can have more
where the
logs,
mushroom plugs
'cause we
get
got a lot.
installed. And then we cover them with wax.
Or should we put the ones on the back?
And then here's what they look like.
Let's drop those. Can you just come a little closer? Sure. What I'm going to do is
Hey,
leave all
Alex,
this
yes,
out, and
we
I'll
were
just keep
greatly
working on them all week.
affected by Hurricane Helene. Well,
Drop 'em here?
our town
Yeah.
of Marshall was.
And
Our home here,
I'll drop you
we're a
guys
few
some
miles
more
up
off.
from You want to talk about the flood stuff? We're getting asked some questions.
Oh,
about
yeah.
Hawaii.
What about the flood?
It
It's
says,
bad.
were you not affected?
We were not affected up here, but our town was 4 miles away. Billy's doing a lot of stuff with bioremediation is what he's working on, but really finding out the truth about what's in the mud. It ain't good, I'll tell you that. We were not affected up here, not even hardly with winds, so, which is a blessing because that's why we can be helpful right now, helping other people.
Right.
Because we weren't affected and we had our preps in order. And that's why I like to be prepared and create resiliency, because then you can be helpful when crisis happens.
Someone is asking about the drill bit stuff.
Yeah, so we use a special drill bit. I get them from North Spore. It has a stop on
North
it.
Spore. It has a stop on it, so you
Yep.
don't have to worry about. I'll go back over and show you the drill bit, but you don't have to worry about, how deep, because it's got a. So it's one of these self-tapping deals.
Those chickens.
See,
I'm
so it's
gonna
got a stop on
murder
it, so you don't have to
these
worry about it.
chickens.
Watch, I can almost do it like one-handed.
Shoo, shoo,
See if I can
shoo.
film
That's
this.
the one food I want to eat. Is that
See,
one
I'll
in the
just go
mushroom?
down and
Go, go, go.
There's actually one here out of the.
Shoo.
Yeah, don't try to do it with the standard drill bit, and
Go, go, run.
definitely, well, for me, for something like this, work a lot better because of the sheer volume and the hardwood. These are, what are these, oak stuff and poplar?
Poplar and white oak.
Poplar and white oak. So the finished products are shiitake mushrooms, so whatever you would use shiitake mushrooms for, right? Yeah. And we got Billy here. Billy, give him the name of your YouTube channel.
Permapastures Farm. I can't believe I had to think twice about that. Yeah.
Well, we're putting you to hard work over here, so.
No, this ain't really hard work. This is fun work, and it's honestly, I'm grateful to be invited. And honestly, that soup, I don't know what was in it, but it was off the meat wagon. So I guess if it had these mushrooms in here, wait, hold on, there was no meat in that soup.
No meat. It was mushrooms.
Okay, so it was off the mushroom wagon. So yeah, I'll have
Nice.
to redefine my terms here, but no, I mean, it was great. I mean, these things
This
are
one's
great
awesome.
to eat, and you
This
can't
one's
find these
awesome.
in the store, so it's pretty awesome. To be able to add one more thing into the permaculture hat, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to get on down the road. We got animals we got to put up, and we got a bunch of other things we still need to do. But man, it was a real joy to be here and to be invited. And
Hey. Yeah, it was awesome. This
Yeah,
is great.
so
I'm
what-
glad you guys came. Cody, you got a little more time?
yeah,
Okay, then you guys take these and I'll help Cody finish up his, and then I'll work on mine on
I'll just
another
take
day.
a couple of them then.
No, take all these.
You sure?
Yeah, because we'll finish at least this many for him before he
We'll get
goes.
plenty.
And then I'll work on mine later.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks
We got
a lot.
teenagers too. They can work on a bunch.
Yeah,
Oh well, yeah. Okay.
I got lots of mushrooming I can be doing. This is awesome.
All right, Michelle, let's lower that tailgate. We'll grab a couple of these. Well, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I'm glad you guys came
All right,
out. It's
somebody
been fun
wants to
hanging
see
out and
the,
getting to know you guys
plunger
better.
tool.
I do think we are a rare
Which is right
breed out in the
here.
permaculture YouTube world.
So here's another.
What's that?
I think
close-up
we're a
shot.
rare
So
breed out
basically,
there as far as like
end of
like-mindedness.
it.
So
Yeah, there ain't
It's
a
good
whole
to
lot.
Works best
connect.
if you take all this out and put it in a bucket.
Do we need to like?
Hang on,
Just give it
Michelle,
like
get your
this.
phone out, so we gotta.
And then what you do is you
Yeah, get up on.
oh
it.
yeah, get our last filming.
squeeze this, and
Is that gonna mess
I'll
you
just
up
do
your
one
mic,
out
or
of
is it
the.
gonna mess-
I'll take it off.
You want to do it into the hole of the log, obviously, but
Taking that off.
okay. So how do we keep the
All right, so
chickens
here it
off of
is.
the towers?
It's
So
about 3 o'clock. The sun goes
I'm gonna
down,
go over here
so
because
we're
they're
a bit faster
finishing
than
up
that.
the.
If we're on flat ground, so we got to get bouncing here. We got a couple more stops we got to make on the way home, but fantastic instructor. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, the Aeroponic Tower Channel is my YouTube. I know it's hard to spell, but the Aeroponic Tower
We'll leave a link
You'll
for
see
it.
back here. It's how I grow food. I use simple, sustainable systems. I take permaculture into like a little bit different routes because we don't have a lot of sun here in cleared space. So it allows me to grow a lot of food and logs. Doing mushrooms are a huge part.
Is that what we just ate for lunch?
Yeah.
Basically, and
Yeah,
this
we
soup
had it.
she made out of mushrooms and
It was turnips and baby butternut squash from the towers and bok choy, and then mushrooms from the logs and some cashew cream that I made from scratch.
wow, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, that was really something. And I was like, wow, if this is the way mushrooms ought to taste, then I can't wait to see. She's been kind enough to let us walk out of here with some of these. So yeah, usually I like to stay the whole day, but we got other things we gotta get hopping and popping on. But I can't thank you enough for being a fantastic instructor. So, folks, hey, remember, when I said I was going to concentrate on all those things, all those little and big things that were holes in my game, look, I mean, this is one of them. I mean, so I came out here, learned it three-dimensionally from somebody who knows what they're doing, and now I'm perfectly feel confident that I could do this. I mean, is there any reason we couldn't use our beeswax?
No,
Yep.
you can use everything. Yeah, now you've got the tools and
Yeah.
the know-how. And yeah, your wife asked moisture where you're gonna put them. Just find a spot you want to keep them.
I know
Like
exactly.
you said before, where you're gonna have eyes on them, little filtered sun, nice moisture. You can soak them when you feel like they're getting close to being ready in a year and force them to bloom. I've done that when I want to feed people
Cool.
or have events. But yeah.
Well, hey, this is fantastic. Folks, get all that training you can, because I know everybody collectively, by and large, has had this giant sigh of relief regarding certain things, but you're steady. We are literally minutes away from downtown Marshall, which looks like Godzilla just walked all over it.
For sure.
And here we are talking about how, I mean, you were feeding yourself right after the hurricane with this
Yeah,
stuff, right?
the hurricane caused these by day 5 to. I mean, I have videos on my channel. You can see just mushrooms popping off that were amazing. So it gave us food. Between that and the towers were eating good. We had the same soup that we had today, and it's nourishing and healthy and keeps our bodies clean because we know there's toxins out here with all the water and all the mud. So.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing, you know, on the political side, I think people are putting their guard down, but look how fast it flipped, and it can flip back just as quick. You know,
Yeah.
4 years isn't that long. So getting some mushroom logs that are going to bloom in 2, that's food security.
That's what I'm talking about, y'all.
Yeah.
So until next time, remember, go check out Stephanie's channel. Till next time, stay alert, stay alive.
Yeah. good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks a million.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
Thank you. Well, we'll have to do more collaborating or just business idea sharing.
Yeah.
So someone was asking a timely question: how do you keep the chickens off the tower? And I can tell you how we used to do it. We used to have a dog, Barnaby, but he has since passed. But he was our chicken guardian.
I normally don't let my chickens out. I was just giving them a little break.
Billy, it's good to meet you too, man. It's great to meet you. And
Turnip.
yeah, I'd love to see it fly on the wall next time you guys are talking business. I've enjoyed just learning what you guys do a little bit.
You might want to mic up if you want to. We've got a bunch of
Hang out
questions
with
here if
my
you
man.
want
Oh
to.
yeah,
You
let
too.
me make that.
If you ever
Just
need
want
any
those
help
off
at your
my-
place, I love doing these kind of projects. So, you
So
know.
I'll make one in the video.
Working
too,
back.
I'll show you. We're gonna turn all this into waste to go.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love
So we are doing growing mushrooms. So you take this mix,
Hey, thanks so much.
you put it in this plunger tool, and then you fill in the holes here. Here's your mic.
Damn, those chickens. Let me get them out of here.
Oh, honey. Be careful, you're live on YouTube.
No, that is my food. Go.
Uh-oh, she's getting
This
the
is
hook.
how you get the chickens to go.
I hope PETA's not watching.
Run. I got one in my garage. Hold on. Come on. Come on.
You're getting the real, this live is like no fluff. It's the real deal.
I don't normally let them free range, but I thought I was going to be nice
Free-range
today.
chickens are a pain in the ass
Yeah,
if you're
they're-
watching this.
language, language.
Don't do free-range chickens.
I have a PG
unless you
channel.
want chicken poop everywhere.
Okay. We got another one. Let's get your logs going here.
Someone asked, did you have to pre-moisten the spawn.
Nope, it's pretty moist already. We just open it up and get it going.
Okay. Can you get the equipment outside the U.S.? I'm not sure if they ship international, but I don't know.
I would look in your area
Somebody
for
out
some.
here- Oh, sorry, honey. Go ahead.
Yeah, just look in your area. There's other people. And like, are you in Canada? Where are they at?
I don't know.
Yeah, I would just
Say.
look around. I'd get it closest to you. Like, find who's the closest distributor in your area.
Someone said they found some disposable. BULL says they found some similar kits in the UK. So
Yeah.
United Kingdom.
Yeah, it's pretty common now. I grow mushrooms inside in what's called a boom room too, like a grow tent. And then I grow them outside in straw. And then we grow them on logs. This is a long-term commitment.
I agree
This
with
is-
Carlene, who says, people watching, give a thumbs up.
Yay, thank you, Carlene.
Yay. Who doesn't want a thumbs up? I mean, come on, look at this hard work we got going on.
I know. Here's one. Put a number 1 if you love mushrooms, and a number 2 if you don't. Let's see who actually likes mushrooms.
I would be a number... I don't know if I love mushrooms.
You eat them a lot.
I don't like... If it was between me never having a mushroom again and doing this, I would never have a mushroom again. So
What?
That's just me.
Cody, what's your take now?
I love mushrooms.
Is this worth it?
100%.
Yeah.
So when you're going to do this work, invite young, strapping men like Cody here with the chainsaw, because he did a lot of the...
Now his wife is on the trail. She was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Got to cut a tree down. I'm having a great day.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm glad when people are
Well,
here.
let me tell you the real reason I had our little event over here.
Oh, wait, honey, we got like 1,000 ones.
Because I can't actually cut the trees down myself, and Tony doesn't like to cut them down. So if I make an event out of it and invite friends over,
Hey, I love cutting them down when I don't have a job.
yeah.
We got tons of ones.
Billy came over and he's like, I feel like I just got invited over for free labor. I was like, yep, pretty much.
Yeah, you got suckered. I got a 1.5. That's me. 1.5. My husband loves mushrooms. I could take them or leave them. Says Cat. Shots fired. Mushroom
Now,
fan.
let me ask you this. Let's ask Cody because he's did you taste the mushrooms in the meal today?
Did.
You did taste them? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always curious because some people, when I make it, they don't even know there's mushrooms in it.
We got a lot of questions about, do you like magic mushrooms?
Oh, yeah.
From Rich Buang.
That, yeah, wasn't, yeah, I like magic mushrooms. That was
Yeah, we've gotten that question. Like, that's the number one question. What kind of mushrooms are you growing there?
Does anybody know? Here's a trivia question. Somebody posted in the comments, how do you grow magic mushrooms?
Isn't it cow patties?
Well, you're not supposed to tell them.
Oh, well, I think it's pretty well known.
Oh.
Carol says, I love to taste them, but hate the texture.
Yeah, okay, so Carol, here's your tip. This is what I did with my soup today. I dehydrate them in the sun so they're high in vitamin D, and then I grind them into a powder. So you get all the mushroom
That's just
benefits.
way too much work, honey. Little Caesars has $5 pieces. Just
Ew.
so everybody knows.
That's gross.
That's taking it to the
That
extreme.
is
See,
not-
I totally lost my credibility with the Little Caesars.
Yeah, you did. That was gross.
Mushrooms are okay if they're finely diced up. The big slices are not for me, says Irony. Greg says cow poo.
Cow poo, yep.
RMZ says poo poo.
Purple.
Jenny LaFleur says they grow in cow poo. Jackie Katz, I love mushroom.
Now here's an
Triple
interesting
love.
thing. Now you can get psychedelic mushroom kits at home. What are they sending you? Are they sending you cow dung?
I don't know. Let's not talk about that. Let's not promote that. So
I don't wanna
Amber
promote it.
says,
I'm just
hello
curious.
from Texas. What kind are you growing? Shiitakes is the answer, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
Is that where we're going?
Shiitake mushrooms.
Love the powder. Oh, lion's mane. That
Lion's
sounds.
mane, yeah.
Is that something we can grow?
Yeah. I don't like them on logs
That
as much
sounds
here.
like it hurts.
You eat lion's mane. It's when I make those crab cakes.
Oh, I'm
those
already eating it.
crab cakes out of.
Is Rise mushroom coffee real? I don't think we do that kind of We're
I,
legitimate coffee drinkers here, so we don't
yeah, I don't know if they put good stuff in. I do have mushroom coffee, but it's made locally by someone I know.
I'd
So
like to learn more about this.
Yeah, and just make your own. If you want to make your own, just find a good source. North Spore sells dehydrated mushroom, and you can formulate your own so you know
Lola
what's in
asked
it.
tips for growing in
Question for you on
Southwest Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does
Tips for
filtering
growing
it
in maybe in humid
through a
climates.
filter, is that
What is it?
acceptable? Putting your mushrooms through a filter, are you getting all the benefits in coffee, mushroom coffee?
No, it should be like instant coffee.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't cook. You don't like. Yeah, it's just a powder you put in.
Steph, any tips on growing in humid climates?
Yeah, they do amazing. Is
The
it
more
Texas?
moisture, the better. Yeah.
Yeah, Texas. You can do shiitakes. They can tolerate up to 80 degrees, so they'll bloom in like your spring, in your fall. And then oyster mushrooms love humidity. Pink oysters love Texas weather, warm.
Here, let's get a shot
Humid.
of that before you walk away.
This thing weighs like
Wow,
20
you
pounds.
are really an expert at that.
Uh-huh.
Artsy says, I can only eat mushrooms raw in salads. They change taste. Yep, that's true.
They actually chemically change when you cook them.
Interesting.
And actually, there's a chemical in them when they're raw that's not super great for you.
Greg Davis is very, very excited to see logs with mushrooms on it. Just so
Yay.
you know. Thank you, Greg. Hey, thank you all for watching, by the way. This is a lot of fun. We live up in Marshall, North Carolina, where a lot of the flooding happened, but we thankfully are safe here in our little cabin. And today we are doing some mushroom tutorial videos for Stephanie's YouTube channel. This is Miss Stephanie right here. I'm her husband, Tony. We got Cody, the muscle man, the man with the power, here helping us today. And this video will be on, well, it's streaming live on the YouTube channel. We're actually recording a video she's gonna edit on how to, which walk through all the steps, but here we're just jumping on live. So thank you all for joining us. Appreciate it. How about reishi mushrooms? Am I saying that right?
Reishi, yeah. So reishi mushrooms, you can grow them on logs. You want to do like bigger ones like that?
Like, what am I going to?
Those big ones over there.
Oh, when you're doing reishi mushrooms,
Yeah, use a bigger
these
log.
bigger logs. And we're gonna probably show that later, I would
Are they
think.
as medicinal as here?
Yeah,
They are.
yeah, they're really good. They're probably growing all over your.
There are many people
They're
that
probably
do
growing all over
not
your
like
property,
mushrooms.
too.
Wonder why? I don't know.
I think it's like a cultural thing.
Is Cody single? Yeah,
No,
sorry,
he's
ladies. Sorry, ladies.
newly married.
That's funny.
Appreciate the ego boost.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no one ever asked if I'm single on here. That's all I'm saying. We got a lot of prayers, and God bless you for the stuff. But thank you for saying that. We truly didn't. We were truly blessed up here and didn't get a lot of problems from the flood. The town is another story, though. Lucy says, I'm watching in the UK. Hey, we're international. Honey.
Hey. Yeah, I get
What's
a lot
wrong
of.
with that with mushrooms? Absolutely nothing, says Puppy Dog Owl. Puppy Dog Owl. That's
I think it's just a cultural thing. If you go to like small towns in China, not that I go to small towns in China, but if you follow other people in different cultures,
Right.
mushrooms are a huge part of their diet.
Somebody asked about waxing the edges of the logs to keep them
Yeah,
from going
I
out.
don't wax the edges. I have found that to be kind of wasteful.
Yeah, that would take a lot of wax too.
And I think it depends. If you want to grow something like chicken in the woods, that is super sensitive. Lion's
Is
mane.
that a mushroom? Chicken
Yeah.
in the woods?
They're super sensitive. Like if something else gets on the log, they won't come up. But shiitake's not. Shiitake's pretty tolerant, so we don't need to do the
So
edges.
Beth, this is another question I believe about growing in humid climates, which Stephanie already said is great.
Yeah.
So Alabama, I think, would be
Oh,
fun.
Alabama would be great. Mushrooms grow in every climate. You just gotta get the right kind.
Greg says that he's in Charlotte. Oh, hello, Greg. Reishi mushrooms are for healing your body,
Yeah, they
and they
are.
can also be grown in a big bag. Interesting.
Probably the easiest thing to wild forage too.
Angelica said, "Well, I tried." Yep. Sorry, Angelica.
What'd she try?
She tried to get, you know, asking about Mr. Cody
Oh.
over here.
Cody's the star of the show. Cody will be launching his own YouTube.
We're going to start
Today's
a new
the
show
day.
called
Yep.
Kobe Inoculating Mushrooms.
Uh-huh.
Now, there's a lot of things you can, you know, just the word inoculate in there could lead to some
Oh
views.
my gosh.
I'm just saying.
We're saying keep it PG, honey.
No, I'm trying.
I
I'm in a
have been
mood.
looking for different revenue streams.
There you
There
go.
you go. Oh, I got a new OnlyFans site. It's
Yeah.
Cody just putting mushrooms in a log. That would be great. Thirsty for a mountain man. Oh my gosh. Okay. Easy now, ladies. Easy now, ladies. Why do you? Let's go back to.
We're getting delirious
Let's go
here.
back to. Some
My channel
questions.
used to be wholesome until you two got involved. Cody and Tony
No,
ruined
it's
it.
all-
Nothing for this.
Hey, it's all good stuff.
I'm just
It's all-
teasing.
we're all just having a good time here. So a couple questions. Why do you
That's
seal
all
the drill
right.
holes with wax? Why do you seal the drill holes with wax?
Oh, because the spawn will wash out.
The spawn is this right here,
Yes.
which is it's mushroom seeds and what else is in there? It
It's-
feels like
It's
sawdust or something.
mycelium and sawdust.
Oh, so it is sawdust. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's sawdust.
So it would just fall out. So it's to seal it and to make sure nothing else gets in there
Yeah.
and contaminates
And they
it.
could still grow. So this is I'm just gonna give them a little like this is what that's why you have to jam it into the tube there.
So do they need air at all
No,
for this? No.
they need the moisture and the sugars in the tree.
I'm from Australia. There was a case here in Australia last year where a woman fed her family a meal with death cap mushrooms. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
why'd you do that?
I'm sure it was by accident. Well, that's sorry to hear that. Is mushroom coffee associated with any recreational? No idea. Drug use,
No, it's
idea.
not. It's just medicinal.
It's not coffee. It's mushrooms.
Yeah, it
By the
tastes
way,
good. We
just
have
saying.
some. It's-
We did. I won't drink it. I'm not drinking it. Don't try to sneak me no mushroom coffee, woman.
I've
Just
already
let you know.
snuck him mushroom
No,
coffee.
I
I
can
actually
tell
put
the
mushrooms
difference,
in our
trust
coffee.
me. Watching from Sacramento. Watch from Sacramento from southern China.
If you
Never
need a new
learned
one of
growing
these.
mushrooms. Okay.
For free.
I left mine in there, and I think it helped.
Jen
Yeah.
said, I remember that
Yeah.
case, Rich.
That's the. It's,
Does he? Angelica would like to know, Cody, do you have any older brothers?
No, I do not. I apologize.
Well,
cracking me
keep
up.
trying, Angelica. Okay, if you guys ever heard about those, look up poria mushrooms. We know you're just kidding, Angelica. We're having a lot of fun. This is fun. We love the engagement, by the way. We know this is all just everyone having a good time. So, yeah, I agree. Great laughs. Media tells us 100-year-old people eat mushrooms and sardines.
Yeah, I question the sardines these days because of the toxins in the ocean.
Right?
Ah, look at that! Look at we're stuck.
Oh my gosh, honey. How embarrassing. Live on YouTube. Internationally,
I
too.
found that to be entertaining.
You got China on here. You got...
We got China. Okay, ask that. In China, do you eat mushrooms as part of your culture?
Yeah, Lola, it is contagious. Thank you. Texas. Hello from Gainesville, Texas. Texas Roadrunners chiming in. Carlene is in Maine. Someone says, I don't know about them cow patties. 3.5 hours east of you, Gary is in central North Carolina. What are we painting?
Mushrooms.
So we are... Explain what we're doing, Steph, for someone who's just tuning in.
We are inoculating logs with shiitake spawn so that we can have mushrooms. We're mushroom farming.
Okay.
And this is what it looks like done. So we've got we drilled hole, we cut the tree down, we drilled a hole, we put the spawn in there, and then we sealed it up with our wax. And these are good to go.
Yeah, so I'll walk through the process real quick for any newbies on here. So we cut the trees down into 3-foot sections. These are the bigger ones. We're going to do something a little different with those, but
Here, you can film this because
okay.
I'm gonna.
And then we cut them into 3 foot, and then we drilled them. Let's show them the drill bit stuff.
It's got a stop on
I
it.
got one right here.
Yeah.
So don't try to do it without this drill bit because this has a special stock on it. We got more
No,
chickens
you
eating the
don't.
garden tower, so Steph's gonna go give them a spray.
You're going to get in trouble. Come on.
And then what you do is you just drill these holes every 3 inches. And what you were seeing at the other table was the mushrooms spawn going into these holes and then covering it with wax. So that's basically it, and this is what they look like. And if you got this drill bit, one tip I would give you is if you have a corded drill or know someone with a corded drill, it has a lot more power than a cordless drill, and it just goes through like butter when you got the right drill, the right bit, excuse me.
You want them about
easy.
3 inches apart.
So stagger them. So
Yeah.
make a row 3 inches and then stagger the rows.
I'm not super concerned about it.
Yeah, don't do like me and spend way too much time on that. Hello from Kansas. Cold here too. Hey Jen, thank you. The great outdoors, fresh air, fun talk feeds the soul. Amen. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I love going live and doing this with my wife. She's amazing. Mexico's in the house. England.
Nice.
What is this potato doing from England is in the house. Angel is in Mexico. Welcome. Cherry's in Washington. Hank likes the sweet and sour pit bull. I'm not sure. Is that a mushroom or?
I don't know what that one is.
So here's the finished logs, by the way. You can see it's the wax is already, plenty hard on there. And the spawn in there. Is that? Oh, we got several questions. I forgot about the wax. Steph, do you want to talk about the wax? Do you have that bag?
Yeah, it's
It
over
shows
here.
how they come.
Just beeswax.
It's just beeswax. You can now any.
Next year I'll have my own bees.
So you can
my own
just,
beeswax.
buy any type of wax stuff. Is that right? Is all this beeswax?
I mean, I think beeswax is the only kind you should buy, but
And this comes from the combs of the honeycombs of the bees.
no.
Is that why it's called?
Yeah.
beeswax?
Yes.
This is what we're using, but I think there's several brands you can use. Kansas City in the house. Anthony was asking about the wax. We just answered that. Do you dehydrate your mushrooms in the sun all year?
I dehydrate them. It takes about 15 minutes. They dry super
In a
quick.
dehydrator, though.
No, in the sun.
Oh, you do in the sun?
Yeah.
Okay.
The reason why you want to dehydrate in the sun is our battery's running low. Is because mushrooms are high in vitamin
You can leave
D,
it on. I'll plug it in a
but
second.
they synthesize UV light like humans do in order to create vitamin D. So you want to keep them out in the sun so they get the most vitamin D. And then when you eat them, you get all those vitamin D benefits. Mushrooms are actually the only plant-based source of vitamin D.
James says hi from South Carolina. Kevin E says, gotta ask, what's the investment? How much time does it take? And blah, 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 blah. I
Takes a
didn't
day.
mean disrespect your question about blah, 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 blahing it. I just couldn't see how much does it take to do this and what are the some of the advantages. I think the main advantage is
Look
your
at
guy.
these chickens.
Stephanie's whole deal is food freedom. So it gives you the freedom to, like when we were in the flood, which we just went through, we thought we were going to have weeks without
Come on.
any food or power or any stores available. But Stephanie has tons of these set up over the woods over there. And I don't know if we can walk over there. We might lose the connection. But the food freedom is the reason you do it. I'm not sure. Dollar for investment versus time and everything. I'm not sure what that is. But
Don't ever do stuff like this to save money.
That-
That's all I figured out.
Cody just nailed
Very
it.
limited in my knowledge, but
Right.
it takes forever.
You do it because you enjoy it, and you have control over it, and it gives you food freedom. Right, Steph?
Yeah, and honestly, you can't really buy shiitake mushrooms at the grocery store anyway.
I will
Not-
say this would be one of the few things pretty profitable.
Yeah.
Probably saves you some money.
Oh yeah, this saves you money for sure. Mushrooms are expensive. We get so much food off of these. you can't really get shiitakes they're not very common. You can get them at a farmer's market for a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Laura says, I'm from Florida. Oh, we're from Jacksonville. Hey, Laura. Love your Tower Garden and Tower Garden group on Facebook.
thank you.
RMZ said, this is awesome. And yes, most Chinese love mushrooms.
That's what that culture. Ooh, thank you. All right, we were saying like a lot of people in this culture don't. It's just not as common to eat mushrooms, especially different unique varieties in our culture. Where in other cultures, it's very common.
Get a zoom up here.
We're also not the healthiest culture out there.
So how many holes in the log? So we did do a row
3.
every 3 inches, and then do a staggered row. You know, over about 3 inches, and then just every 3 inches. Stagger them between. See how it's like a triangle, but don't. You know, like this one's not staggered. Don't worry about them being perfect, you know. Good question, though. You mentioned something about growing lion's mane earlier.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, can you elaborate on that? I know a lot of people that use that as a supplement.
Yeah, and be careful with supplements because now it's so popular that you're getting all the cheap knockoff stuff. I grow my lion's mane inside in my grow tent. I have a YouTube channel if you want to subscribe to my long form. I do a lot of mushroom videos, but my lion's mane I grow inside.
But it's this YouTube channel, right?
Yeah, it's this YouTube channel. And yeah, I grow a ton of lion's mane, and I make my own tinctures and do my own powders, and I make lion's mane crab cakes. And
this is a good question, Steph. We haven't talked about this. Does it matter the kind of tree?
Yeah, it does. So it depends on the mushrooms you're growing. Hardwood is what you want. Otherwise, they'll eat through it too fast. And we are using poplar and white oak. You can use elm. You can use maple, cherry. There's a lot of different varieties.
But hardwood is preferred, Steph?
But you need a hardwood.
You need a hardwood.
Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, the wood just deteriorates too fast?
Yeah.
Got it. So, much love from California. Is it true that mushrooms are a good source of vitamin D?
Yes. The only plant-based source of vitamin D, actually.
What?
The only
Seriously?
one. Yeah.
What does vitamin D do for you?
Makes you alive. Keeps you breathing.
There's that. What does it do in your body? Do you know?
Well, it's essential for a lot of things, like life. But it helps you absorb other nutrients, and a lot of people are vitamin D deficient in our culture because we just don't go outside like we used to,
Right.
and we wear sunscreen. We don't. But
Vitamin D comes from the sun, right?
yeah, well, you synthesize UV light into vitamin D, and so do mushrooms. Mushrooms
my
actually.
grandma used to say, "Go in the sun to get your vitamins."
Yeah,
I thought
she
she was
was right.
crazy.
No.
So she was right.
And so vitamin D, and the mushrooms synthesize vitamin D, or the sunlight the way we do, similar. And so you can leave them out in the sun. If you grow them indoors, you should always take them outside to soak in sun for about 15 minutes before you eat them. Just before you eat them.
Puppy
Look
Dog
after
Owl
you.
is cautioning us that too much conversation while working can mess up the task. Puppy Dog Owl, you can rest assured we're gonna be we're gonna be just fine. But I appreciate your concern. Does it matter what kind of a tree? We talked about that. Does it expand inside? I don't think it expands.
No, it eats the tree. It's a living.
Oh.
It's living. And so after.
Do we have any done? Do we have any?
Yeah, I can find some. Hold on.
Isn't there some right over there, Steph? You just pulled off the log?
Yeah, hold on. I'll show you.
All right, we're going to show you a finished product here. Stand by. Drum roll, please. This is like a working
Yeah,
factory.
it's a living thing. And so it's a fungus, and it's going to start to eat the tree from the inside. They're decomposers, so they turn this into dirt.
Yeah.
This time of year is when you want to do it because it's when all the sugars are in the tree trunk instead of in the leaves.
Good question.
And
Hey,
yeah.
Steph, while you're holding that, I can't walk over here to show them, but could you show them like right here how you stack them? Ideally, how you want them stacked?
Yeah.
Not laying down flat on the ground, right?
So ideally we would put a rock or two under there, and you're going to make like Lincoln log. Think Lincoln logs. So you're gonna build a little house.
You're getting pretty good at that, honey.
No, this one's really heavy, and these are all jammed
I
up.
would help you, but I'm holding the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Thanks. So.
I moved
This-
away when you bent over into the camera, just so you know.
Thank you. This
Trying
is
to
the
help you out.
pattern.
Cody's like, what the heck's going on over here?
All right, and then we'll keep going.
Eve says hi from New York. Hello, Eve.
This is the pattern you're going for, Cody, when you get home. That's how you stack them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now, is it, okay.
And you just
Need
keep
to be
going.
Close to the ground. Does that keep more moisture on them?
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
But the bottom stack, do you want it on the ground or you want the bottom stack up?
I keep mine on the ground.
Okay.
But I move mine too. I also just keep mine leaning up against that log, Cody.
Yeah.
And I like that method because then I can turn them if I notice they're popping off. I've actually never stacked them that way.
Sheila says hi from Michigan. All my family is in Yancey. Yes. Looks
Oh,
beautiful
yeah.
there. Thank you, Jen. Yeah, it is beautiful here. We love it. It's a absolute gorgeous day. We lost, well, the leaves are gone. There's not many leaves left on the trees. But it's all part of the thing. Bonnie Bennett, hi from Massachusetts. Hello, Bonnie. Kevin E says hi, Eve. Kat says Oklahoma. Oh, hi, Kat. Thanks for joining us from Oklahoma. Augusta, Maine here. Nancy, welcome. I love North Carolina. Lived there in the 80s while my husband was stationed at the air station in Jacksonville. Oh, okay, great.
We're going to add more beeswax.
Beautiful state, I agree.
Get our wax going.
Someone asked about the wood. Yeah, so it's a hardwood. So we've got oak and, what do we have here? Oak and
White oak and poplar.
white oak and poplar. So what is this one here? This looks like poplar.
That's poplar.
This is poplar, and this looks like white oak there, right?
Is that white oak?
I guess. You can correct me.
It's
okay.
one of the two.
It won't be the first time I was wrong on the live
It
show,
doesn't
trust
actually
me.
look like white oak. This is done. Hold on. We're out of water.
So yes on the vitamin D. Let them dry and then grind them up. Food grade wax? Question? I don't know if that's a statement or a question. I don't know if it's. Do you know, Cody, if this is food grade wax?
I think all beeswax is kind of food grade.
Oh.
But I don't know that you really eat it. I don't know.
Good question. There's some notes on the.
Is it for skincare products?
Yeah. Don't know. We'll ask Steph and maybe she knows. Thank you for the great information. I've been watching Steph for a while now, so thank you, Creative Day Craze.
Well, and here I'll announce one thing I'm going to be doing soon. I want to start having retreats here, learning retreats.
Nice.
Yeah, our first one will probably be in the spring. So this winter I'm cutting walking trails through the forest to prepare, and we're going to do things like this. We're going to do mushroom logs and wild forage and make food out of homegrown things, make medicines, do all the things.
Growing mushrooms. Brilliant.
Camp. Really got to get some of those canvas tents.
Let's see. And thank you all for watching, by the way. This is a lot of fun to share this. We love our little life up here, and these tools are really cool to stay connected. And Tennessee has their own fried log. No, we're not frying logs.
Although fried mushrooms are my favorite.
Sonia says she loves Banner elk.
Oh.
Used to snow ski moons
You don't do
ago.
butter, do you?
I don't like butter, but you know what I do is, does Joanne do sourdough?
No, we're gonna be doing that before too long.
Yeah, I take my sourdough discard and dip the mushrooms in them, and it makes a tempura. It is so good. Fry it up. Avocado oil.
Yep.
It's so good. It just makes the best tempura. You don't need egg or anything.
Have you done pancakes with sourdough?
Yeah, I do them for the kids. I don't like pancakes.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, Sheila. Says her family's okay. Watching from New Brunswick, Canada. That's awesome. Thank you.
Didn't know they had internet up there. Just
Crazy
kidding.
Bee says old family recipe of mine, a fat fried log. Yummy.
Ooh, what is that?
Okay.
We need to look that up. What's in it?
I think he's trying to be funny, but
Oh.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Went over my head.
And it's not, I don't think this is a kit, right? You just buy each piece.
No, we just bought the spot. Well, actually, Northsport donated them to help hurricane victims.
Oh, nice.
Well, we were supposed to use the logs that fell, but we decided that wasn't safe to do because of the water. So we just cut down logs and used it as a learning opportunity. So my friend Billy has a YouTube.
Sassy Doe says, I was multitasking, not watching the screen, and thought your hubby was really young. I'm the hubby behind the camera, by the way, not this young buck-looking dude over here. And I don't look young. Maybe for my age, I don't know. Let's see here.
Man, you're going to have a field day with Joanne on this one, aren't you?
Yep.
Oh man, you might be getting into some trouble. You're like, I just was trying to help them. I just was trying to help them.
She's gonna have to realize, you know,
He's
lucky she is out here providing for our
I
family
know,
Yeah.
that's
all the time.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, man. We
Yeah,
don't
the
have-
green wood doesn't matter. Someone was asking about wouldn't they do better in old wood.
No, actually, you can't do them in old wood. You have to do them in fresh wood because they need the sugars. That's what feeds the mushrooms. This is not melted.
We're out of wax. We have a wax emergency.
If you wait too long after you cut the trees down, it actually causes a lot of problems. And they won't work as well, if not at all.
What are y'all doing? So we're growing mushrooms. We're inoculating logs with this mushroom spawn. Okay, so if you put this into a log and you put wax over it, it looks like this. And then you put these in the woods in a shaded area that gets water, and then you end up with a ton of mushrooms. And I think we were going to show some.
Oh,
Have any really finished logs, but we did find a couple of mushrooms
here, I
earlier.
can show you.
But this is just a, you know, Steph's gonna go grab a log, but when they bloom, like when we had the flood, the whole logs were covered with mushrooms, so that, you know, under the right conditions. You skipped my question.
With only 19 inches of rain, you can get plenty of mushrooms.
Sorry, Angelica. She said she was asking. I do remember seeing that question. I forgot. Chicken of the woods grow in South Carolina, Steph?
Yeah,
It does grow in South Carolina.
yeah.
So this looks like an older one.
Yeah, so this is what it looks like. This one's bloomed a few times. And so you can see some of our spawn is still in there with our wax. And some of it,
So wait, does it come out of the hole
yeah,
right here?
it'll come out of the hole.
Okay.
So here's where we put one in, and here's where my mushroom grew. So it grew and ate this part. Now it's in the whole log. And so it'll continue to come out at different spots. And now we're starting to lose our bark. So it'll grow out of this side. But yeah, that's it. It's in there now. And so even though my holes may be open, and some of them aren't, the mushrooms, this one produced right after the hurricane. Probably got like 30 mushrooms off of this thing.
Nice.
Yeah, it was so good.
So yes, they are freshly cut logs. We were just talking about that. You actually have to do them in freshly cut logs. So there's the logs as they're freshly cut. We just cut down some trees earlier, and then we drill the holes in them with these bits here that have a stop on them, which is really nice. Use a plug-in drill if you have one. They're fairly inexpensive, but I'm sure if you don't have one, you probably know someone who has one in their garage. It's been there for a billion years, but they have a lot more power, and you don't have to worry
Well,
about
and
that.
we did, how many trees did we cut down? 6?
Sounds about right.
We cut down 6 trees. You don't have to do that many. Like,
Yeah, this
you
is
can
a
do
big-
one tree at a time.
We had
I'm
help here today, so we were like, we're gonna do.
I'm doing actually a series for women on this
Is this
topic.
on? Did we turn this back on?
Yeah, it's just taking a minute.
Okay.
Where I was, this company donated this little battery operated drill that's coming, and I'm going to be doing a small tree by myself just to show, like, you know, it doesn't have to be a big production like we've made it today. You can just drop a tree once a year, and a small one like this size. I can manage a tree this size.
You can you can buy. By the way, you could buy electric saws that'll do that, or you can cut that with your. With
Yeah,
a
I'm
handsaw.
got the there's a company sending me an electric one that's super tiny. It's
Yeah.
sweet.
I mean, if you cut in something like that, you can get those little hand
Yeah.
saws, and you can cut that in just.
That's what it is they're sending me. So I'll be making a video for my YouTube on that because that's what I like to do. I mean, this is fun and a lot of work. But we have friends here. If you tried to do 6 logs without people, that would be hard.
You mean 6 trees?
6 trees.
But it's fun to do together.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing it
It'd be a lot
as
more
an
boring by yourself.
It is
Yeah.
kind of a cool, like if you're gonna have a day, people over and
Yeah, that I recommend if
get
you
some
want to do
pizza
a
or food
lot.
or whatever.
Go on Facebook
Pizza?
Live.
I made from the garden homegrown mushroom meal, and he's talking about
yeah.
pizza.
Both are fantastic.
All right, so here's another poll question: pizza or a bowl of mushrooms? Go. Pizza is 1. A bowl of mushrooms is 2.
I'll make a
And
mushroom
a
pizza.
delicious soup.
Let's see what we're
Yeah.
dealing with here on this show. So pizzas, give me a 1.
That's not a fair. They got to try
Bowl
my
of
mushroom
mushrooms or two.
soup because my
Huh?
mushroom soup would
You're
win.
not describing it very well.
Oh, I'm trying to win. Can you please share that recipe?
Yeah.
Well, there's how you make pizza, Carol. Let me share it. Oh wait, we're talking about mushrooms.
Get you a bowl, put some mushrooms in.
I'm getting a bunch of 2s. I got a 3. I don't know what the 3 is, but
Neither.
oh, pizza with mushrooms.
Ah, yeah. There we go. Now that's actually my favorite. I love a mushroom
yeah,
pizza.
mushrooms and pizza is 3. So there you go. I'm on board with the 3. I'm
I
on board
will
with the 3 for
occasionally.
sure.
That's why I want goats.
Linda
Because I'd
says
love to
pizza.
do some goat cheese.
Mushroom pizza and soup. Whoa.
Here's the real question: goats and a mini donkey. Who's with me? Cody, what's your vote?
This could be a
100%.
deleted scene from Kevin Costner in The Postman. I'm not sure I get that, but
Wasn't he a killer in that?
I don't know.
Oh, because of the.
Oh,
You know who else made that joke? Was Billy.
Yeah, that's why it connected. Apparently, we look very violent over here, Cody.
1 and 2. Australia. I think that meant to say Australia here. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I get a lot of people in Australia
Sassy?
that watch my channel.
Grace. Thank you, Grace. MJ Carroll says yes.
All right, this needs to
Miniature
behave.
goats. Oh no, not the goats, please. No, wait.
Miniature
Ignore that.
goats and a miniature donkey.
Oh my
That
God.
needs. I mean, would you watch my YouTube channel more? Because Tony supports that, right? If I had goats.
If it was between no goats and no YouTube, I would have to say no goats.
You don't have to deal with the goats though.
Oh my gosh.
But my goats.
I will say.
You won't
if
even
can
know they're
do
here.
between the 2 sheep.
I know. I really like
Goats
sheep.
are a little high maintenance.
Angelica says donkey.
I know. I
Angelica,
want
you're not
the.
helping me.
I
You're
want
not
the
helping me.
tiny donkey. I thought about the sheep. I'm just worried with our land. I don't have any.
I got another
grazing.
postman comment.
Where
Yeah.
the
I
goats
gotta
will
watch
eat
the
the
postman.
woods.
I don't know what
That's
that.
true. They will also eat your aeroponic tower.
I know.
Yeah.
So my
You think
thoughts
the
are.
chickens are bad.
My thoughts are if I keep them in the back where we were, and then
They get out.
I know.
Steph, here's a legit question.
Yeah.
How long? Sherry Williams asks. Question from the Mitten State. I think that's Michigan.
We're about to lose charge on this. We're down to 1%, and I need this.
All right, we'll plug that in. Hold on, I'll grab
Okay.
a plug while I'm holding the camera. But you talk about how long before the log is spent, completely finished with the brush.
It's gonna depend on how big it is. Really, they just bloom until there isn't any more log.
Here,
So something. Which one am I taking? This?
Just-
Oh wait, that's
no,
not
you
right.
got to take that part.
Something.
No, you don't have to plug. Will it reach? Here, just take. You're taking the wrong part. Here. Here.
Okay. So something small like this
Mhm.
is going to bloom in about 6 to 8 months. And then maybe will fruit 3 or 4 times and it'll be gone. Something
it.
like that is going to take a year, 2 years before it starts fruiting and can fruit for 4, 5, 6 years.
Got it.
I think the most is like 8 years.
And Dequa says a donkey and what looks like a goat.
Yeah,
Now we're talking.
that's what I'm saying.
What kind of mushrooms? Lamb asked what kind of mushrooms. These are shiitakes. Tanya is in San Antonio, Texas. State of grace, I don't think goats and a donkey would fit in a London flat. Nope, I don't think so. I don't think they'll fit here either, so I think we're out. Sorry, honey.
They fit where?
They won't fit here. We don't have enough land.
Oh, we
Hello
do.
from the Perrin Mountains of Bulgaria. Oh my gosh.
We have
That's
we
crazy.
definitely have room for a donkey.
We got someone from Bulgaria on here. Connie says a donkey, yes. Beth says a mini donkey.
That's a mini donkey. That's for sure.
Ooh, Waylon
use for a
Williams
donkey?
says, make logs
Guard
for
dog.
some of your like-minded neighbors.
I think it'd take a coyote out.
They may surprise you with jars of garden
I don't
preserves,
know.
even jars of
I think
honey.
I'd keep
That's a
them
good
away.
idea. Someone, Alicia says, "Where's the
And
Grateful
then if-
Dead music?"
And then
So,
if the
I think that's a
grid goes down
reference
and you
to
gotta walk, you can have your mule, like your donkey, carry your stuff.
psychedelic mushrooms, which we're not.
Yeah,
growing
goats
here,
can carry
but
the
I
stuff.
Totally get it. Hey, Sonia
Ouch.
says goats are so annoying. I agree. Thank you, Sonia.
Come on.
I don't think I'm going to win that battle, though. Kathy D. I'm here for the veggies and the mushrooms. That's funny. Yeah, Stephanie also grows these garden towers here. Pets always make it better. Trina says sheep. Goats will eat
on,
everything
lady.
and tear down fences. Yep, goats are stinky. Karma says goats are stinky.
When you grow up with them, you get to like it.
Well, I didn't grow up with them, so it's too late for me. So,
Yeah, you get used to it.
oh man, dried mushrooms are the best to keep cold. Donna says we live in the suburbs. In our flower garden, it's covered with birds' nests and mushrooms. Oh yeah, how do the birds affect the? Do the birds eat? I guess the question is, does anything eat these? No?
Slugs.
Just slugs.
Yeah. Turtles. Nothing is ever eaten.
Did you
off-
say turtles?
turtles like
We don't have turtles
mushrooms?
here, do we?
Yeah.
Box turtles.
They're box turtles.
Never
They
seen
love
no turtle
mushrooms.
up here.
But nothing eats them like completely. They will get infested with bugs if you don't harvest them in time.
Are the bugs edible?
I guess so. A little protein.
Goats. Sonia says goats will be ornery and knock you down. See?
Not
I'm trying to
mine.
protect you, honey. We
Not
don't need you to
my
get hurt.
precious goats.
Will they bloom in the snow? I don't think. Do mushrooms grow in the snow?
Yeah, these are cold. Well, it depends on. I mean, it's not going to do when there's snow on the ground. When it melts.
Did you plug this in?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's cooking.
There's different mushrooms for different seasons. So cool weather mushrooms. These are a cool weather mushroom that we're doing.
We started quite the goat debate here, Steph.
People love them or hate them.
What kind of goats?
They're the Nigerian dwarf
Grace says I
ones.
picked turkey tails yesterday. Is that a type of mushroom, Steph?
Yeah, turkey
tail?
tail is a medicinal mushroom. Those are great.
Honey, I didn't know you knew so much about mushrooms.
No.
I need to subscribe to the Aeroponic Tower Channel.
See, he doesn't watch my channel.
So I have a
And he
question
eats
for.
them all the time. He just doesn't know.
I know. I have a question for the viewers. The channel is called the Aeroponic Tower Channel, but I think it should be called the Stephanie Mormino Channel
Yeah, we're probably changing the names.
because we're not just towers. So these are the towers that Stephanie does an amazing job with. But I feel like it should just be about Stephanie, who's an amazing person all around and does stuff like
Thanks,
this
honey.
and grows the chickens. So what are your comments on calling it the Stephanie Mormino Channel? Your wife is brilliant. Yes. Sheila says a heart.
I like the name. Here's the name I like, guys. Let's discuss this one.
Kathy D says thumbs up.
Here's the
Yes,
name.
it's grown so much, Steph.
Okay, here's the name. The Potager Place. He hates that name.
State of Grace says, I think Stephanie has left beyond just being about towers.
I have, yeah, we've evolved.
The towers are awesome. Steph is amazing. She gives people hope in the darkness.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank you, guys. And I will say, my viewers are so nice in the comments. They're so generous and sweet to me. That's not always the case. A lot of people get a lot of hate comments. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. She does have a wonderful heart, Linda.
Thank you. Did you watch my YouTube I posted this morning? That's a family we're going to be building a house for. Cody made a donation to that today. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Cody. And
Um,
Carol says she'll help you with her graphic design if needed for free.
yay.
And that's sweet. Thank you, MJ.
But the family we're going to build this house for, the victims from Hurricane Helene, they let me film them. And they have actually lost custody of 3 of their children because of their housing situation. So we are super excited to help them.
This phone ring stuff. This is nice.
What is it?
This phone ring. Linda says I
Yeah, I
started
did too.
hydroponic gardening because of watching Stephanie's channel.
Yay! It's so good.
Thank you, Lucy. Thanks for watching.
Hydroponic gardening is the way to go.
Tanya says I'm working with you in spirit. Nice.
Actually, I think this one's okay. So
The tool is called, I don't know what the tool is called. What is that plunger tool, Steph? Basically, everything is from North.
North Spore. It's called a plunger.
North Spore is the store where you can buy the. So here's what you'll need. You'll need the plunger tool.
The drill bit.
You'll need the spawn, which is the mix, which is what's in this bucket. So you take it out and put it in the bucket. You'll need beeswax. Now, when you get the beeswax, does it come with these applicators?
No, and I don't like these applicators, but
But get some kind of applicator for the wax.
yeah. And then you need
importantly, you're going to need,
a double broiler.
oh, yeah, a double broiler, which is over here. to
One
melt the
that
wax.
you're never going to use again because you can't clean it. Well, I guess you could, but I'm never going to clean it.
Just get one that's solely for this purpose. Is that what you're recommending?
Yeah.
And then to drill the holes, you're going to want these bits here.
Did North Spore do
And
the
that
beeswax
again, you get
too?
this all at North
bought
Spore,
that.
but it doesn't come in a kit. Yeah, so let me do I'm going to drill one here so you can see it. What you want to do is get a corded drill. This is you can do it with a cordless drill. We did a lot of these with a cordless one, but the corded drill has so much more power.
See, he loves the content
I think we
creation
unplugged
so
them
much.
though. Oh, we unplugged them, but
Yeah.
anyway, so this is just some
Yeah,
old
you can tell he enjoys
DeWalt
it.
cordless corded drills. I've had
Been
these
at it a little
forever.
bit.
If you don't have
Right.
one, I'm sure you know.
I enjoy it.
I'm sure you
but
know
I like
someone who
to do
has an old
this.
corded one. You might even get these at like a thrift store for next to nothing, but they're so powerful. People don't like them anymore because they got cords on them.
So I like the idea
Which,
of this.
you know, if you're
Yeah.
doing this for a living, you definitely want to get the cordless. But if you're doing some project like this,
Yeah.
I bet you could find an old one at a
start a
garage sale or
mushroom
something
farm.
for next to nothing.
Right?
The power they
start a
have is
mushroom
way
farm.
better than a standard drill. So I'm doing this with one hand, so it's a little weird. But so every 3 inches,
To be commercial.
you just get on like this.
So if I was going to go commercial, should have thought about it. I would get a shed. I would get a building and go indoors.
And a cordless drill will work.
And
This
then
won't
you
give you
probably
the kind of
need
power
maybe
that a corded drill will. So
So would the logs be indoors?
yes,
No,
we're in
you'd do-
Marshall,
I would just
North
do
Carolina,
both because you need to
Kevin.
fill the gaps. If you want to be a consistent farmer, I would say you need about 500 logs. So the question is, if you want to be if you want to farm mushrooms, what does that look like? So I was saying you'd need about 500 logs going in a cyclical
If you wanted to farm them for selling them?
for selling.
Oh, for a business.
If I was going to farm them, this is what I would do. I would get 500 started. and I would do more logs, like maybe an extra 200 every season. So early winter, late winter would be your seasons for logging. And then I would also grow indoors in a like either container, one of those truck containers. What do you call those? Container things?
Yeah, just,
Or a shed or some sort of like my harvest wall can be grown in a shed system. You can do that with mushrooms. So you get the environment controlled, and then you just grow like tons of them.
Yeah.
Wall-to-wall mushrooms.
No, we don't do it as a business. We don't mail the logs. Someone was asking about that.
No,
That
this
would
is
be
from
real
North
cost
Spore.
prohibitive.
well, let's see what they're offering. You know. We're trying to make donations for people.
Well,
You know.
It'd be expensive to mail a log, though.
yeah, the shipping would be really hard.
Well, they weigh
It'd
like,
just be expensive. 'Cause they're
some of them are so
and
heavy.
they're freshly cut, which means they're filled with water, they're crazy heavy. Yeah, it is beautiful up here today, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is one that would be pretty difficult.
This
to
is
be
cool.
Profitable sending mushroom logs.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
like a task made for live streaming. It's just kind of fun to see it's just old school, you know? I mean, except for the portable power generator, but.
From Airfray. Thank you, Airfray.
Mm-hmm.
Sent that to me. So the
That
reason...
thing powered this electric heater for all day. Almost. That's amazing.
So we're doing this for a couple of reasons. Food security, food sustainability. I hate that word. Food resilience. How about that?
How about independence?
Yeah. Like this is, you guys will see me making videos with harvesting off of these logs in a year. Like this will be the food we're eating.
And you have plenty of videos.
I
where
have
you-
lots of them, yeah.
if you want to see the finished product, they can go to the YouTube channel and watch your videos. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I have some on after the hurricane that went off. When the grocery stores were not really open and they were only taking cash, you had to wait in line for 5 hours. We didn't have to worry about that. We had fresh mushrooms,
Yeah.
fresh food off the towers.
And you couldn't go anywhere because there was no gas.
Yep, and there was no gas.
That's true. It takes about a year and a half for these to. Is that right, Steph?
Well, it depends on the size of the log. This one will probably go in about a year. I'll be eating off of this next winter. Something bigger is going to take longer. If we get a lot of rain, if we have a really rainy season, it might be like the fall that I'm eating off of that, or late summer.
Yeah, people are asking. It must look funny if you don't like. I would never know what we were doing if I didn't live with my wife. But we're actually growing mushrooms, inoculating logs to grow mushrooms. So
How many times have I made you do this, Tony? That's the question.
this is the second time.
Third.
This is the third.
Yeah,
Well,
Had so much fun last time, you didn't even remember it.
we did it.
yeah. Or I blocked it from my memory.
We did it
That's
over.
why I grabbed the camera, because I can do this instead of.
We've done
doing
it
the hard
twice
stuff.
here, and we did it at the Russells once.
I don't think I was there for that.
Yeah, you were.
I don't remember.
You were in
Blocked
the
it
garage.
from my memory.
Got video of you. So peaceful.
Grace says, "I'm glad you live with your wife." LOL. God bless her heart. It's funny. We've been married for what, 25 years now?
24.
24. But there's some things where we just are completely different on, and that's okay. Right?
Well,
The secret to successful
here's the
marriages.
secret. He doesn't mess with me and say no.
No.
He just doesn't love it like
if
I
you
do.
want to
And he
inoculate
eats
logs,
the food.
you knock yourself out, sister. That's what I
He eats
say.
all the food. He just doesn't know he eats it.
I'll even hold the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how much I love my wife. I did some work today.
But some, especially like with prepping, I get that a lot. Like a lot of women will tell me their husbands are really against it.
Well, I could say, for me,
That's another reason Joanna's so.
don't be against it. Just
Yeah. She's
Let
good.
her do it. That's marriage 101.
Well, and when the crisis hit, you were the first one to say, like, thank goodness my wife is a prepper. Because we had all the things we needed.
Sonia says that might change if the goats arrive.
Sonia, he won't even know they're here.
Are you kidding me? They're so loud. They're so annoying.
They're not.
They
They're
are
so
too.
cute.
They are adorable. They also wreck everything.
And then I'll be having fresh homemade cheese for you. You won't even.
Poor says, what in the world are you doing? What the hell are we doing? Why are we doing this? It's coffee time. Oh my gosh. You shouldn't have let me on this camera, honey.
We're growing food. Creating
What
resilience.
about morel mushroom? Morel mushrooms?
Yeah, those you gotta wild forage them. You can't. There's a limit to what you can grow.
Don't you people know there's a grocery store that sells mushrooms?
No.
Morel
They
is
actually
expensive.
don't sell mushrooms. You cannot
What?
get a shiitake mushroom at a grocery store.
Come on, I'm gonna go right now.
Maybe
While
at a
I'm
Whole
getting
Foods if you have about $15 in your pocket for a small
There you
package.
go.
Boris says you're eating trees. Yes, Boris, we've resorted to eating trees.
I think we're making
Thank
good
you,
time
Bridget.
with this right now.
Thank you, Tanya
feel
and
like we're
Sonia,
doing pretty well.
for all the comments. It's awesome. We love it.
I feel like as we've gone, I've figured out how to do this more efficiently.
Yeah.
Prepping has got really intense. I agree.
What got intense?
MJ says, I think women are more in tune with things like this because it's how we are wired by God. Plus, when the other way made us sick. That's so true. I
Connection to food.
turned into a vegetarian because of my wife, and I lost 45 pounds doing it. So
He did. You wouldn't recognize him. He used to be bigger. Okay, here's a great, and I
not
don't mean
taller,
that.
and not taller.
I don't mean that to be rude, but people used to say he looked like George Costanza, and then now they say he looks like Tony Stark. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
It is quite a difference.
To go from George Costanza to Tony Stark because you switched to your wife's plant-based diet, I think there's some validity to it here.
well,
Mushrooms.
nice. Vegetarians, I was brought up that way. I just know for me it helped me lose a ton of weight. So
You still eat eggs.
yeah,
That's
that's
vegetarian.
not meat though. That's vegetarian.
I don't eat
Do
eggs.
eggs count as vegetarian?
Yeah. Vegetarians can eat, they eat cheese and eggs. And
What
like
is a quilting bee? Connie says this looks like more fun than a quilting bee.
quilting bees when you like get together and quilt.
Oh, that could be
Um,
I will say I will enjoy this way more than a quilt.
yeah.
fun. It's definitely more of a dude thing than a quilting bee.
No, because I'm a
Yeah, but you
Girl?
can't be a dude and go quilt
Oh.
with a bunch of ladies. That's not cool.
We did get to chop tree down during this.
yeah.
That's right.
That part I don't really like. It scares me.
It's actually BT. It's actually beeswax,
Yeah.
made from real bees.
Good old BT.
Which is another thing that's coming on the homestead next year. We used to have bees. I'm gonna get bees again.
I've heard they're pretty simple after you get them set up. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah.
We've had them.
You just, I mean, they're one of those things you have to refresh.
Quilts. Ooh, those are cool.
Refresh.
I
the
love those.
bees
Yeah.
or- yeah. They just
Yeah.
die.
They do that.
Terry's asking, don't know how far from Deep River Farms. Do we know where that is?
I don't know where that is.
The families are getting cold nylon tents in the snow. Yes, awesome.
Oh, yeah. I don't know where that
No,
is.
it's just beeswax, right? There's nothing else in there.
No, I just found out
Here, I'll
there's
show
a
you
bunch
how
of
it
people in
looks.
tents that we're gonna try and work on next
So
week.
this is what it looks like from the store. If you've never seen it, it looks like these little pellets, but it's actually from a beehive. I believe this is real beeswax.
Yeah, that's real beeswax.
Legit. Too legit to quit. Okay.
How do they harvest beeswax?
It's the comb.
Is that it?
So when you take
Just
the
squeeze the honey out of it. And then,
no, when you get your honey out, if you want the beeswax, so you don't clean anything. So we would spin our honey,
Oh.
and then you just leave it outside, and the bees will come and take every last drop off of everything. It's like licked clean.
really?
Yeah. So if you pull the beeswax and leave it out, they'll clean it.
So do they just eat that, or
Yeah.
do they transfer it into a new hive?
I think they move it
Okay.
Yeah, so
because
you
it's
take this,
vomit. You know, they swallow it and
is
spit
in this
it back
bucket,
out.
and you have this special
Yeah.
tool, which is a plunger.
Or nectar, sugar.
And you put it in there like this, and it makes a plug. And then you put this in the hole, and I'll just plunge it without it being in the hole so you can see it. And then it just, whoop. And then you put the wax over it to kind of seal it up. This is
Yeah, one
what
of
it
the
looks
biggest
like when
issues
it's
with
done.
these is if they get hot, the wax can
And you
melt
just
and your
pile them up
spawn will
into a
fall
shaded
out.
area, and
So put them in a super shady
hopefully it
spot
gets
until
wet, and a year or so later
for
you
the
got a
winter.
bunch
Like
of mushrooms.
secure them up pretty
Yeah.
good. I've had
Steph,
that
any
happen.
final words?
Grow your own food,
Yeah.
much as possible,
Yeah.
and I don't know. If you want my recipes, the one I made today, make sure to go like and subscribe my page. I'll be posting this video and I'll put that recipe on there. We're gonna have a how-to on this. But I get that question the most. I find most people have a hard time knowing how to eat homegrown food. And it took me a long time to learn that. So I like to do that a lot on my channel. To make it, I think the more we can normalize it and get used to seeing it, then the easier it gets. Those are my
Awesome.
final thoughts.
And without
And real
harmful
food
chemicals,
is-
someone said.
Real food is so good, wasn't
Alicia,
it,
thank
Cody?
you.
That soup
Mhm.
was bussin'.
Delicious. I've learned that as I've eaten healthier, I've gotten more of a taste for it. too.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you crave it.
Well,
That's the
yeah, and then
weirdest thing.
you don't crave the other. The other stuff tastes like poison.
I do crave me a good cookie every once in a while, though. And that once in a while might be tonight.
Where are you gonna get a cookie from?
Miss Madeline,
You better get her to.
she'll whip up a batch.
But
All right.
that's still a healthy cookie because that's from whole grains. And
Don't tell me it's healthy, honey, because then I'll eat like 40 of them.
That's a real food cookie. So that. Don't eat Oreos. They have a satanic
Thank
symbol
you,
on 'em.
Sonia. We're about to sign off, too. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We
Bye,
appreciate you.
guys.
God
Thanks
bless.
for watching.